Hello, and welcome to the Comedian's Paradise. This is the podcast where we speak to comedians, comedy promoters, and mavericks across the comedy world. Now, today's guest is all the way from Los Angeles, and he's come all the way from Los Angeles for this podcast. He's been gigging for over 40 years. He's a man who has the surname of Omaha. His name is Larry Omaha, like Larry Page, combined with Omaha Beach. He's a man who's got so many stories to tell, and he's a man who can inform a dumb Brit like me about what it's like for Native Americans in America, and tell us all of his fascinating stories of being in comedy for over 40 years. Please welcome Larry Omaha.
Yay. Well, I appreciate you inviting me onto your show.
It's a pleasure to have you here, and I'm really looking forward to hearing all your comedy stories.
You got a couple of weeks? That's how many. Yeah. So,
now, for anyone that's listening right now, what is your comedy story? Like, how did you become a comedian, and how did you get to where you are today?
Well, the short version is, I guess I was always funny. I didn't know I was going to become a comedian. I was just a jokester. And I went to college, and in college, a comedian came to our college, a comedian named Dick Gregory, who was a very famous Black comedian on TV. And when I saw him performing live and talking about politics and racism and social issues and being funny doing it, I go, wow, that's what I want to do. And at about the same time, there was a Native American comedian appearing on TV on the Johnny Carson show, The Tonight Show.
Oh.
His name was Charlie Hill. And he was the first and only Native comedian for years in America, just one guy. And so I followed his career. And eventually I met him, and he helped get me started. And but the short story is, I went to college, I went to law school, I quit law school to become a comedian. And I have no regrets, because it's been a fantastic journey. And, I get to speak my mind, and I get to talk about important things and find the humor in it. And in it, I've always wanted to do a comedy with a message. Not that I beat people over the head with it, but that I simply make them see some things in a different way, and kind of maybe sometimes open people's minds a little bit, maybe a little bit, not always. Some people's minds cannot be opened. They're locked shut.
I heard this, and this is from a comedian who's been gigging for a while in America, but he's a road comic, and he gigs across different states, and he says with America, he's gigged in places where they're very KKK and they're very all sorts, but he's found it's all about the individual. He was performing in audiences over there, and they wanted to get out of there, but they had no choice. But then he went into multicultural cities and found that some of them were very racist.
Yes. I found that too. I was surprised when I moved to Los Angeles. I thought everybody would be open-minded and liberal, and there's a lot of racist bastards in Los Angeles too, and California. Yeah, it's sadly it's there, it's everywhere. And
do they hide it though in like with Los Angeles? Because I noticed some of the people that I've come across in the theater clown world, they're very good at pretending to be like, we're liberal, we're kind, we're amazing people, but behind closed doors, bloody hell.
It's different levels. Some people hide it completely. Some people say, well, I'm open-minded, but yeah, I've met all kinds of people with different cultural and racial philosophies, but it's you never know. You just never know. Sometimes you're surprised when somebody says something that you realize, oh, they're a totally different mindset than what I thought they were. But But I get annoyed. I get annoyed like after a show. I can't even count the number of times people, blue-eyed, blonde-haired people will come up to me after a show and go, I'm part Indian. I go, yeah, which part? Your little toe? But they're trying to relate to me, and I understand, but it's kind of crazy. It's so many different things go on in my world. It's I have to have a sense of humor to deal with it.
What's it? So I'm someone that is from Britain, and I know you a lot of people from across the comedy pond, and I'm someone that knows absolutely nothing about what anything is like for Native Americans. I've only seen a bit of that film with Kevin Costner, and that is it. That's all I know.
Yeah, yeah. I know for like there's misconceptions. Like a lot of people think that all Native people are spiritual and pray to Mother Earth, and yeah, there are a lot who are like that. But then there are some who are very capitalistic and just out there working hard, trying to make a dollar, and they don't have time to be spiritual. They're just trying to survive. And then you got others that are a mixture of that, intellectuals, some not so much. There's no one category, and for instance, this happens all the time. I have people come up to me after a comedy show. They go, white people, they'll come up, Larry, I got to be honest. I never knew Native Americans had a sense of humor.
What? What?
Yeah, and they say that because I understand why they say that, because so many of the movies with us in them show us being sad, angry, downtrodden, depressed. You never see Native Americans in a movie telling jokes and being funny. So I tell them, oh yeah, we have a sense of humor. I mean, and I tell them, you never thought we had a sense of humor. You never thought we were funny. Well, I'll tell you what, we never thought white folks were too funny either. And then I tell them, of course we have a sense of humor. Every night Indians leave the casino laughing all the way to the bank. And that's another misconception. A lot of people think all Indians now have casino money. Now, very few have casino money. Most reservations in America are still very depressing places. No jobs, no health services. And so because you have no jobs and no health services, you got a lot of depression on the reservation. And so then they turn to alcohol.
Oh.
So you have alcoholism. So that's the other side of the coin. Yeah, you got some native tribes with big casinos making good money, but then you got a lot of tribes who are in very depressed situation.
How many tribes are there, and like what's the I mean, they're all different in the way they do.
Yeah, there's about 500.
Whoa.
Yeah. Some small, maybe just a couple of hundred, and then some large, several thousand. Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of them. We're everywhere. We're hiding. Yes. But yeah, so conceptions, people I have people come up to me all the time, they want to know about this, they want to know about that, and sometimes we have good conversations. There are good people all over this country, and a lot of them are very sincere, and they do want to do whatever they can, if nothing else, just open their mind a little bit, but I like doing jokes. Like that. I say, we have a football team in America called, for years it was called the Washington Redskins.
Oh.
Yeah. And so for years we were trying to get them to change that name, because that's a racist name. That's like calling a football team the Washington Blackskins, or the Washington Polacks, or the Washington some negative name about Jewish people, you know. So finally, they changed the name to the Washington Commanders. And I always told people, I don't even know any Indians with red skin. The only people with red skin are white folks who get sunburned.
That's true. That is very true.
So I always said, you know, you should keep the name, change the mascot, take away the Indian on a horse, and just have a white dude laying in the sun.
They should.
But nobody listens to me. And then, but I do a lot of goofy stuff too. Like I talk about names. Now, I don't know about over there where you live, but here in America, the parents are giving their children crazy names: Parker, Maxwell, Diamond. And so I make fun of the names that the kids have now. And then I go, but we also have tribal names, and they're kind of weird because our tribal names represent our personality or our station in life. For instance, I have a friend who's real slow. They named him Runs Like a Cow. And his brother was born one leg shorter than the other. They named him Runs in a Circle. And then I tell them that they have another brother who has a bad stomach. They just named him Runs. And then I tell them my tribal name is Sleeps in the River because I was a bedwetter. And so, you know, I'll joke around about, you know, my culture and what we have also. Nothing is off bounds. Everything is open for comedy targeting. But it's a fun journey, I'll tell you. It's a fun journey. So you do comedy. How long have you been doing stand-up?
Probably too long. No, it's when did I start? I started in 2013, actually. Yeah.
Oh wow!
So I've been doing a bit of a while as well, but yeah,
Probably
definitely
years.
not 40 years. But I will definitely be in it in one shape or another because it's a lot of fun. I like the people in it more than anything else.
Well, it's a great. Oh man, I love my comedy compadres. Yeah, like last night, I was hanging out with 5 comedians, and we're eating and laughing and joking and sharing stories about the crazy people we've met and the crazy comedians we've met. It's a fun. It's not even a job. I don't know what to call it. It's just a journey, you know, because it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scary ones as well. I'm sure that you've had a few where you've had someone say some funny things to you, or like
Yeah.
there's all sorts of.
Every once in a while, a heckler. I don't get heckled a lot because I work real fast. My first 10 minutes of my act is boom, fast, quick one-liners, and then I segue into longer stories that are funny.
Okay.
I never get heckled. Once in 10 years, I've probably been heckled. So that doesn't bother me much. And I don't do I don't do bars where there's a lot of drinking. You know, in the early years I did, but not anymore. I do a lot of casino gigs, which are real nice. And I do a lot of cruise ships, and I do private events. That's where most of my work is. You know, corporations will hire me to perform for them, and so that's good.
And that's where I hear that alongside those things and the college circuit is where a lot of the money is in American comedy.
Not anymore the college circuit.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah, that changed about 10 years ago.
Really? I heard so much about like some of them would make their entire living for the year off the college circuit.
Yeah, it's changed because they don't want to hear anything that is controversial, anything. They don't want to hear any ethnic humor. They don't want to hear any racial humor. They become very PC, the colleges. I did colleges 2011, 12, 13, and 14, and then it changed radically, and they didn't want to hire me anymore because I talk about a lot about my ethnic experiences. And they didn't even want to hear that, even though it's funny and true. But so the college circuit has dried up for comedians.
Oh,
over here.
I'm surprised to hear that, because I
Yeah,
saw.
well, it's a big shock. It was a big shock because
Oh,
that's used to be the place to go to explore new ideas.
oh God, that's mental. But I've seen all these agencies or like bookers saying, "Oh, if you want to do this," oh God, that's mad.
Yeah. No, that's been a big discussion for the past several years, is how the college circuit dried up for comedians. Now, if you're a magician or a juggler and you don't have any non-PC jokes, they'll hire you, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that was a big controversy over here.
Oh, but is it that's sort of it's a bit like the end of the fringe in a way. If they're only getting a certain type of, I mean, obviously you don't want. I understand if the joke pushes it a bit too far and it's like boring. The intent is racism and all that. So there are some acts that are very brutal, like Jerry Sadowitz over here is very brutal. But if you just, it limits the audience you get and limits the kind of comedy you do. Why would you want to do that? Why do you want to keep it all one way? You're limiting you're putting them in an echo chamber, which isn't really
Yeah,
good at all.
yeah, because when I was in college, we had all kinds of controversial people come to speak. All the whole spectrum. And it was interesting hearing a racist talk about his life and why he was this way and that way. And then we'd ask him questions and we'd challenge him. And then, okay, now he leaves. And okay, so we saw another point of view about life. I had no problem listening to people with controversial points of view. I don't, but nowadays young people don't want to hear too much controversy. They're kind of been pussified.
Pussified.
Pussified. They can't handle controversy, man. I like to know what someone's thinking, so I know if I want to avoid him or hang out with him.
Is with the West getting more and more sensitive, could that not be dangerous in terms of other countries, like them laughing at us in terms of, because we're
Yeah, it
fighting
is.
over things that are, it's the intent a lot of times and the way people do things. Don't just choose to be offended at the slightest things and causing fights and arguments over small things when we've got bigger things to worry about.
Yeah. Oh, well, exactly. Yeah. It's this country it's really turning into a very ugly place. I'll tell you, if I didn't have family here, I'd be gone. I don't know where I'd go, but I'd be gone because it's very ugly right now. And I don't know if it's going to go back to the way it used to be.
Do sometimes things have to get worse before they get better?
Yeah. Some people say, well, we'll survive because we've had bad times before, but I don't think we've ever had bad times where the people in power are actually ignoring the Constitution. And because the Constitution of the United States has always kept people in line, but now the people in power now they just ignore it. I'll do what I want. Trump does what he wants, and because he controls the Supreme Court, agrees with everything Trump does, so there's nobody to check his power.
Ah, yes, because a lot of them are Republicans now, aren't they? In the
Yeah,
Supreme Courts.
Supreme Court's got the majority of Republicans and far right Republicans. Oh, they're just
Really?
evil assholes, man. So
But
there's no balance, no balance.
this is going to get in a bit of trouble and may cause a bit of friction. But this is something I know nothing about, and I didn't even know about the person until he got.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people are saying that what happened with Charlie Kirk is going to make things very dangerous in terms of.
Yeah, that's really intensified. Yeah. See, like I didn't even know who he was. I had
Yeah,
never heard of
I
him
didn't.
until he was shot. And now all of a sudden he's a big hero. Crazy, 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 crazy.
It's
Um,
well, it's just brought a lot of madness because it was I've seen videos on TikTok and like even people online saying that there's no remorse at all that a father got shot and his wife and his kids no longer get to see their dad. How can you be celebrating that the person's got shot like that? Like what?
well, that just shows how crazy things are over here now, man. If both sides, the right and the left, there's maniacs on both sides.
But I don't know. Sometimes, yeah, it was just made. I don't know that much about it, but yeah, like you said, I didn't even know who the guy was until.
Yeah, you know, yeah, some people celebrated that he got shot, and then when um, when Nancy Pelosi's husband, who was Nancy Pelosi was far as liberal and Democrat, when her husband got attacked in his home, the people on the far right said, "Yeah, good, 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 good." They
Oh,
were celebrating that. So, see, you got people on both sides that are crazy, and then the more and more of them, and guns are everywhere in this country. I think I'm the only one who doesn't have a gun.
but a lot of the times people aren't too bothered because there's so much money made from them, isn't there? There's so much money made from guns in America that a lot of them aren't. There would have to be really something to push it over the edge for them to stop giving guns to people.
Yeah, yeah, they'll never. It's never going to change because the gun lobby gives so much money to politicians to do what they want.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they spend a lot of money buying politicians. That's why it never changes.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So a lot of crazy stuff to deal with over here, man.
What about in comedy though? Has that changed a lot? Or was comedy always been the mad place since you
Well,
started in the 80s?
I really wish right now we had George Carlin and Richard Pryor alive because they were both so brilliant, and so not just hilarious, but so deep. They would get deep into what it's all really all about. And George Carlin was so smart. He predicted all this happening years ago. He
Did he?
predicted, yeah. Oh, yeah, Google some of George Carlin's. He did like 20 different comedy specials. And he predicted all this shit happening.
George Carlin did 14 HBO comedy
Yes,
specials.
I know George Carlin. My Google's talking to me.
That's brilliant.
That happens all the time. Oh
Um,
my God.
and what about Patrice O'Neill as well? Because I noticed,
Oh,
yeah, he would have been, this time would have been great for him.
yeah. He did some great racial stuff, man. Yeah, he hit it. Boom. Yeah, I miss him.
So you gigged with those guys, didn't you? You like Richard Pryor. Um,
I met Richard in 1982.
whoa.
I would watch him every night while he's working on his next special. I got to watch him develop the comedy seeds and nurture it and grow it into a big comedy tree, and then he'd perform it on TV. Oh, yeah, it was a great time, man. But we still have some comics who are really good, like Bill Burr. Are you familiar with Bill Burr?
Oh yeah, I've seen him a couple of times live. Brilliant.
He's smart, he's hilarious, and he's saying some important stuff. Yeah, and there's a few others. It's going to be interesting to see how the Jimmy Kimmel thing plays out because they want him to apologize, but he won't apologize. He didn't say anything wrong. If they're trying to make him out to be a big criminal.
I didn't really hear what was the thing that he actually said. I just heard that he got
All he
shot a
actually
couple times.
said was he just made a comment that Charlie Kirk was shot, and he doesn't agree with the violence. That's about all he said.
Oh,
But the fact that he said something and our president did not say anything until later, Trump got angry about that Jimmy Kimmel was saying something about it before Trump said something about it. So then, Trump controls everything in the government now. So he just had the Federal Communications Commission threaten Jimmy Kimmel's boss, say, get him off the air, or you're gonna probably lose your license to be a television, have a station.
what?
Yeah, they're threatening comedians now. That's what I mean when I say it's really getting ugly over here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's way
Yeah.
beyond what's.
Yeah. Yeah, if you keep up with the American scene, you're going to see some ugly shit.
What,
It's ugly right now.
but what about in the 80s though? What was it like back then, and how has it changed to what it is now?
Oh,
And how do you adapt to what it is now?
the 80s was so much fun, man. It was party time every night. All of a sudden, like in 1983, comedy clubs start sprouting up everywhere. So I was traveling and getting paid to do the things I only dreamed of doing. I couldn't believe I was living the life of being a comedian and flying everywhere, all over the country, and meeting people that were, interesting people, stupid people. It was a great time. It was a great time. Every city had at least 2 comedy clubs, and that's a lot. That's a lot. So it was. At one time, I left my home in August, and I didn't get back home until like July of the next year. I just pretty much lived on the road for a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I loved it. I loved it, man. It was great.
Okay.
Yeah, but and I've always loved traveling. A lot of comedians don't enjoy traveling. They complain about it all the time. I'm the opposite. I love every minute of it because I had a very crappy childhood, and I never dreamed I would be doing what I'm doing now.
Okay. It's and because you got appreciation from the past, but a lot of people don't often have appreciation for all of it.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe they had an easy life growing up. Maybe they had money growing up. I never had any of that. So I feel like royalty.
What what is it about traveling as a comic that you enjoy? What do you feel it gives you that isn't obvious and comedians should consider more?
I've met some fantastic people traveling. I've met some goofy people traveling. I've met some funny people traveling. Uh, Recently, I was sleeping on a plane, and I was awakened by a little baby next to me sitting on his mother's lap, and he was cooing and giggling. And I opened my eyes, and I see this beautiful little baby. I go, "Oh, hi, baby." And I'm talking to the baby, and he's laughing. And all of a sudden, with no warning, his mother says it's time for him to eat. So she pulls out her beautiful tanned breast and puts it in his mouth. And I'm just watching this little baby feeding on his mother's beautiful breast. While he's sucking his mother's breast, his eyes are looking at me. And it's as if he was thinking, "Oh, don't you wish you had some?" And so I relish moments like that. I have crazy things happen when I'm traveling. I've met beautiful women when I'm traveling. I'm
Oh,
a single guy. I've had probably a dozen girlfriends the past 25 years, and all of them I've met while I'm traveling or after I'm performing. They'll come up and we'll talk. And so that's a big unexpected gift because, oh boy.
what about
Good.
what about comedians that like to be in their own scene and don't like to travel? What would you say to them?
Well, I have a couple of friends who are like that. They hate traveling. And I try to show them the positive side of it, but it just doesn't soak in. They just, no, they hate it. They hate it. If their plane is 10 minutes late, they're all going crazy. Oh, they're going crazy. And I always see the positive side, you know. I'm living a life. I'm living a dream, and nothing, you know.
How does it help you as a comic, do you feel, to do the traveling? Because I know in the UK, a big thing is if you have to gig up and down the country to get better and you got to learn how to play different rooms. You got to play all these shit rooms that teach you the most. But if you're just one in place, you're not going to you're going to grow as a comic.
Right. Yeah. You got to travel. You have to grow, and you travel helps you to grow. And I can play any audience. I can play 80 and 90-year-olds. Last night I did 2 nights ago. I played a room. Everybody was probably 19 to 25. Had them rolling in laughter. I can play a room with families and their kids. Have them rolling in laughter. I know how to work the kids. I know how to make fun of the kids, and then I make fun of their parents and make the kids laugh because I'm making fun of their parents. I've just become very skilled at working any audience. And the only audiences, I'll be honest, I'm not good with is hardcore urban audiences.
Oh.
Yeah, hardcore urban, because they want to hear a lot of F words. They want to hear a lot of cussing. And I do very little of that, you know. Whereas some comics are just really hardcore sexual comics, sexual acts and everything. And to me, that doesn't appeal to me. I'd rather do some deeper thinking and go into a more cerebral area.
But if you're more dirty, that stops you from getting corporate work, doesn't it? And they're the gigs that pay more rather than the actual gory stuff.
Exactly. And I've always gotten a lot of work because I work clean. And
the clubs help you a lot as a comic, but there's a lot of people saying that at the moment in comedy, it's a promoter's market, and a lot of times the clubs, they don't pay that much. So a lot of the times the comedians, most of the people make their money now through social media, podcasts, what's another thing? Yeah, the corporates. That's where the money is, or cruise ships. It's never from the circuit.
Yeah, the club circuit. The only way you make money on the club circuit now is if you have a lot of social media followers, and you tell the club, okay, I'll pack the house. I get to keep the door. You keep the liquor money. I keep the door. So,
but what if they're shit?
Yeah, I know. But if nobody shows up, then you make no money. But yeah.
But if the show's shit, they'll be put off comedy, and you still won't have anyone there anyway. It's only short-term money.
Yeah, it's short-term money. Yeah, because most of the social media comics are shit.
Whoa, that's a controversial statement there.
Oh, I've seen them. I've seen them fill a room, and then they have no jokes. They're just good at social media. They're not good at creating humor.
But yeah, because they haven't got there through the clubs and the rejections, but there are comics that I have to say that, I mean, like Jack Skipper's done quite well in it, and I've heard from Richard Villa. I know a lot of people make fun of him, but I heard that Matt Rife has done the hard yards to get to where he is. But people will make fun of him with his crowd work clips. But if you see him live, I hear he's brilliant. Yeah.
There are some social media comics who are funny, no doubt about it. But a lot of them the ones I've seen on the local level, they got a lot to learn.
And what's the word for it? A lot of people say that it takes 10 years to get good at comedy. I think maybe even longer sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I've seen my growth from, the 80s. I thought I was good. And then in the 90s, I look at my videos from the 80s. I go, oh, I wasn't good at all. And then in the 20s, I look at my videos from the 90s. I go, oh, I was better, but I'm still not that good. And now I feel like I'm in my prime. For me, I think it's taken 20 years to get really good. Where I can work any audience and I can have them rolling. I'm a slow learner. I've always been a slow learner. That's why I'm a single guy. I haven't found a woman to marry.
You said you got a family there.
Yeah, actually, I was married very young. I got married at 17, stayed married for a few years, raised my kids, and now the last 35 years I've been single guy.
Having well, you may have some children you don't know of.
Except I got a vasectomy when I was 25.
Okay, fair enough. But you know, sometimes I'm not so clear on this, but is there any chance that the tadpoles have gone through?
Oh, I've heard it happen. Yeah, but not with me.
Well, I could be your son. No, I'm joking.
No, I never got lucky when I was in Europe. I never got lucky in Europe.
But
And but I tell you, I did enjoy going to the red light district in Amsterdam.
oh,
Ooh. You're familiar, of course.
I mean, I do have with the glasses and the look. It looks like I study the best ones, but I'm getting my notebook out. Right, no, I think I've been there once. It is quite funny that they have them in the windows, and I find that quite funny. What, like, oh, you're treating it like it's what are those shops? Yeah, it feels so
Like a pet,
strange.
like a pet shop. They had the
Yeah,
pet
yeah,
shop.
yeah.
The dogs in the window, come in and get one.
Or
I like it. I think it's a great idea. You know, they're licensed, they're clean, and they're on display. And you can choose. Some guys like a short Asian, some want a tall blonde. You know, you get to choose. I think it's very smart.
well, you got Hooters. You got Hooters. Sorry.
Oh man, it's I got to get back there.
Hey, what's so do you have any, so with you saying that you can play any room, do you have any advice for any comics in terms of, because some comics say that they just do their set and that's it. But there's
I'll
one
read
bit
the
of
room.
advice.
I'll read the room. I mean, if I walk in and I see a lot of young faces, I know they're going to want an edgier act. They're going to want, I do sexual material, but I do it in a sanitized way. I can talk about sex without using the F word, without using all the negative, hardcore, foul language. I can talk about making love, being romantic, blah, blah, blah. And it gets the same big laugh as if I was saying, fuck you, eat shit, blah, blah, blah. But read the room, you know, if you see a lot of older people, you know, maybe you got to soften your act a bit. But some comics don't care. They just go and they do their act. They don't care. They get their check and they leave. But I really tried to give the audience a good show where they have a good time. And that's me. That's me. What was I going to say? Yeah, you know, you sent me a question. Do I have a mantra?
Yeah.
I don't really have a mantra. I think I just have a positive attitude, and I believe in karma. It's like, for instance, let me tell you a story. Myself and my best friend were working a club in Houston, Texas, in the middle of the summertime when it's so hot and humid, and we're walking downtown just killing time, hot and humid and heavy traffic, and we see this old man in the middle of heavy traffic. His car is stalled. He's trying to push it by himself. And so me and my friend, we run out into the street. We tell him, get in the car. We'll push you. We pushed him for 2 blocks into a gas station. And then we just left. Fast forward 3 years later, myself and that same comedian, we are caught in a blizzard up on the top of a mountain road. Nobody else is up there, just us. We're in a blizzard and we fall off the road. We're in a ditch. And I think, oh my God, not only are we going to miss our show tonight, we're going to die up here. And then all of a sudden, coming down the mountain is a truck, a little pickup truck, and a little Indian woman gets out. And she comes up to it. She goes, hey, boys, what happened? What happened? And we told her. And she goes, well, I think I can get you out. And she pulls a chain out of her truck, hooks it up to our car, pulls us out of the ditch. And then she told us, when we told her where we were going, she goes, you're going the wrong way. You never should have went up the mountain. You should have went down the mountain. So we get out of there. She pulls us out. We go down the mountain. We get out of the blizzard. And we actually make it to our comedy gig. And my friend said to me, he goes, how is it that that little Indian woman came out of nowhere to save us? And I told him, you remember 3 years ago when we were in Houston and we saved that little old man with his car? Karma. Payback. Okay. So I believe in positive energy and karma. That's my mantra. Just have a good time, be good to people, and then all the other stuff will take care of itself, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised about what happens.
You never know, man. Good. You do good stuff and good things come to you. And I think if you do bad stuff will come to you. So, I think someday Trump will meet his maker in an ugly way. Because he's doing a lot of bad stuff.
He is quite a brutal man.
Yeah, there's no words to describe how evil he is.
Now, it is the world we live in at the moment. I don't know. I try to stay away from politics. It's something that I don't know. I see politics as a locus of control that I don't really have any. It's not in my locus of control.
Well, I only do, like, if I'm on stage for an hour, I do 3 minutes of politics. I got to mention it. And, but I don't do a whole hour. I never do a whole hour just talking about politics because half the audience might be against me, half might be for me. I don't want to lose half the audience.
No, of course.
But when I do my political stuff, I make fun of both sides. I don't just, as much as I don't like Trump, I also make fun of the Democrats. So there's plenty of jokes to go around.
What about British prime ministers? Could you tell some jokes about us as well?
Yeah, I can't keep up with you guys, man. Who was that guy with the funny hair?
Oh, Boris Johnson.
That's all I know, that you had a guy with the funny hair.
Yeah, he plays the idiot, but he is really a very crafty, very crafty man.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. But yeah, it's no, my comedy is mostly about my life and the crazy stuff that happens in my life from the time I was 5 years old to now, to the women I've met on my journey searching for wife number 2. Oh my God. Crazy women I've met. And the audience loves hearing these stories. And every time I date a woman, she goes, am I going to be in your act? Am I going to be in your act? Well, it depends on how crazy you are.
And then you have a good time.
Oh, man. So many stories. And that's where I get my material from. I'll just be sitting, I'll just be meditating, and I'll be thinking about my life. I'll think back 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and something will pop into my mind, and then I go, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I can make that funny.
Okay. Cool.
That's where that all comes from, man.
I got one confession to make, Larry. The laptop's running at 7%.
Whoa.
No.
Mine is at 80%.
Can we swap? But so with your many years in comedy, what advice would you give to any comics that start in comedy or in comedy?
I tell them, I tell all the young comics, talk about your life. That will make you different from everybody else. And write every day and record every show you do. I still record every show I do on my phone. And then I listen to it to see if I've said anything new or different or what I need to change. I'm never satisfied. I'm always striving for perfection. And if you know any promoters in England, I'd like to do a tour in Europe or England just on my own. So if you know any promoters who would be interested to work with me, give them my name.
Okay, sure. I'll give you a list. And for any of them that are listening now, how do they get in contact with you?
Larry Omaha at sbcglobal.net. Also, I have a website, larryomaha.net. It's up on all the time, functioning. You can email me through there. Very easy to find me. How did you find me?
Okay. Do you want the full story? Okay, so with the podcast, I want to get different points of view and get a lot of different people on the podcast. I think it's very interesting if you get people from all sorts of backgrounds, all sorts of experiences, and different styles of comedy. So I just been searching online, doing all sorts of searches. I don't know anything about Native American culture, so I thought I'll get Native American culture and comedian. Then I found you.
Yeah, okay. But that's how a lot of people find me. You know, they want a different type of comic, so they say, let's see. I'll Google Native American comics, and then my name comes up. Yeah, so that's cool.
And also, they got I know that the big Native American comedy show group comes up. I've forgotten the name of it, but there's a big.
We did one. I helped produce one that was called the Native American Comedy Show, No Reservations Needed.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, on Showtime.
Yeah.
And I helped put that together. Me and Charlie Hill. We gave stage time to some very green comedians who now have pretty good careers going. Okay. So that was a big deal. And
you're gonna do it again.
I'm gonna do what again?
You're gonna do the show again. You're gonna do the show.
Oh,
again.
All right. Oh yeah. Maybe we'll see.
But for anyone if they want to find out about you, any words on how you'd like to be remembered as a comic?
Man. Just I just like being respected as a good, solid, original comic, Most of the guys who know me say, yeah, they like working with me because I don't have a big ego, and I'm easy to work with, and I always deliver a good show. And that's all I want to be known as, a respected professional. Simple. Keep it simple.
Okay. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. I hope you've enjoyed Larry. You know where to go.
Yeah.
If you like this episode, give it a review on Amazon, iTunes, Spotify. Donate to the Patreon. If you didn't, well, you got to keep secrets now, haven't you? Take care, guys.
Marvin, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a